him to be okay. But here we go. Yeah, shout out to Tua's health. This is the Polynesian podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sponsored, as always, by Livasa Island Apparel. November 9th is when they're doing the vendors over at the Via Dolorosa Church.
Fire.
You can hit up Livasa on Instagram at le_Vasa. And they had a good time last month when they did it. I think this is going to be a regular thing, kind of recurring. So that's great. Vendors, island vendors, both, clothing, wares, food. Definitely something to check out if you're in the Modesto area. But you can also sign up to be a vendor. You can pay to be a vendor. I think it's $85. And yeah, you can be one of the people signed up to be in the stalls like that. That's cool that he went to a bunch of like festivals and now he's like putting on his own, not a festival, but like a get together, a pop up kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the move after you go to like a few of them and then, you find your groove and then
you can open it up for other people in like closer to your community. Yeah. So they're still looking for vendors. So definitely check out Via Dolorosa Fall Market, November 9th. It's going to be from 12 to 6 p.m. So if you want to be a vendor, definitely hit up Levasa. This is the Polynesian podcast. Samoa's talking about sports. Both of our teams, the Chargers and the Raiders, lost this week in Chargers and Raiders fashion. So
why you always bring up old shit, man?
Well, mine is less old. The Monday night game happened, after the Sunday. So you guys have had time to kind of adjust and like what is the process your guys' game. Mine was last night and we did not score any touchdowns, freaking 5 field goals. We'll get to that. But yeah, we got news. This is big news for us. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has been cleared to return to practice, and he intends to play. Now we know the story. Like had the concussions, had the fencing position is how we learned about it. And it's kind of scary that he's coming back, right away. But personal choice. That is personal choice. He's coming back. He's gonna do the thing. He loves the game, bro. This is the worst choosing of words that this guy could have chosen. But they were like, "What makes you, want to come back? Did you talk to your family about it?" He's like, "Yeah, nobody said anything that changed my mind. I had a little talk with my wife. That's about it. But I love this game. I love it to death." And I was like, "Oh, Tua, no, don't say it. That's what everybody's worried about."
Hey man, he's just being honest. I mean, hey.
Yes, might need like some media training actually, because he's just up there like, the latest question that they asked him was like, "Hey, are you gonna wear those little extra protection Guardian caps?" And he was like, "Nope." And they asked why not, and he was like, "Personal choice. I don't want to." I was like, "Oh man, tough." Oh, sorry, I'm missing your audio. I can't hear you. Yeah. Tua, sorry, you were gonna say?
He looked irritated at the question, like they were waiting for it. Like it just looked like something he was like maybe he had answered before, or like he
didn't get any sleep the night before. He looked a little peeved.
Yeah, just a little. But I mean, I don't get it. I'd wear one, because. But again, he said personal choice. That whatever.
Because he's scared it's gonna make him look like less of a man or like a goofy guy, or
I don't know.
He doesn't want people thinking about his head all the time.
I mean, that could be it. It could be a lot of those things. It also could be like a mental thing for him. So a lot of guys when they get back from injury and they have to wear like a knee brace or an ankle brace or something like that, it really fucks with their head because like they want to play all out, they want to go hard, but like
it's a reminder.
Yeah, it's almost like a reminder to them that they got hurt, or and it kind of slows them down. So but just like as early as it is for him to come back, I understand the reporter asking because of course there's a lot of people. He might not think into it now, but there are a lot of people who like are actually who care about him outside of how fans care for people. They don't personally know him, but he's a great guy. So a lot of the
Yeah,
fans, and I'm pretty sure some of these reporters have I almost said have feelings for him, but like they care for him. They don't want to see him get hurt. And the Guardian cap trend, as they call it, is actually not too bad in the NFL. There's a good group of players that are wearing Guardian caps now.
it's still
During
rare.
yeah,
I'd say like maybe like 2 per team.
that's for me. That's a lot because I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys out there, like you said. There's even a bigger group that's like, nah, man, I'm gonna look stupid. Even they have like I want to call them like do rags for the Guardian cap,
yeah,
so that
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
see all the bubbles, and so it kind of
I
looks
think those are very important because without
right.
them, you got like the literal like
Yeah,
mushroom. You can see the
yeah.
sections of the foam. It looks like you look like freaking Super Mario character. But if you put like the team color, the team helmet kind of
The
thing,
logo, yeah.
sometimes it takes a second look before you even recognize they're wearing a Guardian cap with
No, for
that
sure.
like do-rag sleeve over the top.
And just like how we were talking about, like people being self-conscious about the knee braces, some people are self-conscious about the way they look. So that does help, like
It's
a little bit. I know, I know.
That's so great. Is
But
it not worth, like the safety? Just like the data shows that it does help limit, head injuries. So
bro,
wouldn't you want that layer?
these are guys that go into games still wearing their Jordan. You
Oh
know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean? So yeah, and they're in front of a camera every chance they get, and sometimes every chance that they hope they don't get, they're still in front of the camera. So yeah, I mean,
Mm,
we can say because we're not on the field, we don't make that much money, we don't got that many cameras on us.
yeah.
So for us, it's an easy call. Easy call. Like, yo, give me the Guardian cap. Stop playing.
Put the Guardian cap on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I understand why it's not yet, kind of spread out there. Maybe it's the education. Maybe people don't know that it does help. Maybe people think that it looks goofy. But what do you think is the best way that I mean, okay, before we get to that, I want to finish with Tua. Do you think this is going to change the way he plays? Do you think he's going to run less, be more of a I know he wants to be a pocket quarterback and, quick. He doesn't even really scramble that much, but do you think he scrambles less? Do you think this changes his play at all?
After the first four concussions?
Do you think the fourth one is the one that's going to be like, I should be a little bit more safe and maybe even
No,
tweak my play style? Are there any other examples of people tweaking their play style as they got older? I feel like LeBron, but
older for sure. Uh, Jordan developed his jump shot a little better.
okay.
His perimeter game. So did Kobe. The turnaround became deadly.
Less physical, jamming
Right,
down the lane,
right,
more
right.
like finesse,
Like you said,
accuracy.
LeBron takes more time off now. Uh,
You hear Joel Embiid is out the whole first week. Oh my gosh, we need to get to basketball soon too. This is okay. But okay. So, but do you think Tua's going to play different at all? No. He said no. He already had 4 concussions.
I'm also afraid that he might try to prove something, and not like
Oh,
not take hits, but like uh, I don't think he's gonna take any precautions that like the precautions we think he should be taking.
uh-huh.
I don't think he's gonna take those into consideration right now because he just really wants to prove that he can go out there and play. But the best thing he can do for him, his team, his family is to kind of go out there a little bit more cautious. If there's any other I guess methods he can take uh to falling better maybe or
He learned how to do that.
like obviously not.
I mean, yeah.
No. So I mean it was a freak thing. Of course he should have slid feet first, everybody say.
Yeah.
This is the first thing I said too when I seen him went down, bro, feet first. But like he's a competitor. Everybody also said that. He wasn't like he's not trying to lose the game. They were behind in the game. He's trying to make plays to maybe spark his team. They were on a scoring drive, which by the way they didn't score on after he left the game.
Skyler.
So yeah, so like it's tough to speak to the competitive nature of somebody inside of them. They're just
Super.
fired. Yeah,
He seems like on a 10 for competitiveness. Like
right.
he seems like mild mannered, but once he's on the football field, he's like, I want to go all out. And
Definitely,
definitely
because
he's like putting his health and life, and
he's
after football life on the line.
right. He's not Patrick Mahomes, where Patrick Mahomes can fake going out of bounds and everybody thinks it's a great play, because he picks up like the extra 5 yards. But what is this? Anyway, we're not going to get into that because Patrick
I
Mahomes.
don't think he
Yeah,
yeah,
bro. If you're a quarterback and you slow up like that these days, the
bro.
only thing a defender's thinking is like, bro, either I'm going to get a late hit or I'm going to get like a fine
Right.
for like so. Yeah, when quarterbacks
You
slow up like that, that's tough, man.
no, I understand that. And going to the sideline, you might think, oh, he's going out of bounds. But that's there was somebody that did like that in college.
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter?
I was so mad. He went to at Pittsburgh. He like half slid
Oh,
almost.
Kenny Pickett maybe too?
No, sorry, it was Pickett. It was Pickett at
Okay.
Pittsburgh. It was Pickett.
Yeah. And he
He
was like,
half slid and then bounced back up, and there was what a great play. No, fool. That's
yeah.
maybe back in the day when you were allowed to smack a quarterback, but now it's just
If you're muddying up that window of transition where it's like, oh, he's giving himself up, let me be
right.
safe and not tackle
Yeah.
him, and exploiting that for to stop them and then keep going. I think that's one thing. I definitely thought that Pickett fake slide was, like slide cancel, and he kept going. But I think the Mahomes one was, I think one of the players was like out of bounds before him, so he was kind of slowing down, and then he was like, well, I'll just keep going for a bit. But
no. Don't
I
do
hope
that.
no, it's and I'm a Chargers fan. I don't, but yeah, okay. So Tua, he's not gonna play differently.
No, I
He's
don't think
shown
so.
that he's not gonna keep gonna go all out. Hopefully he can get the Dolphins offense back on time, because they've been suffering without him. They have 70 points this year. They had 70 points in that one game last year, and that's all they have through 7 weeks right now. So Tua coming back is going to be very, very important for them.
Throw it to Jalen Waddle, Tua. Just throw it
To
to
who?
him all the time. Jalen Waddle
Oh, do you have him in fantasy?
in 2 leagues.
In 2 leagues, I also have him. I took him in the 4th round in one league. Oh, it's been tough. I was like, everyone's going to focus on Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle's going to eat. And Jalen Waddle's just been like having to play with Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson. And
right. My guy had like 0.7 points.
Yeah, that is tough to see. All right, so that's Tua. Tua's going to be playing this week in week 8, unless you suffer some.
If there's any setbacks, barring any, that sound like these guys on EFN, barring any setbacks, Tua Tagovailoa is scheduled to play in week 8 with no guardian cap.
Yeah, he said he hasn't had any symptoms over the last month. I think the IR thing was just them being.
How would he know?
Yeah, you gonna self-report your head injury trauma.
He probably doesn't even know what he ate for dinner, like after he ate dinner.
Yeah, they said he went to Disney on Ice after. Yeah. All right. To delay on the rink. That's how much ice they needed. All right. Speaking of needing some ice, the Chargers finished their game against the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. They lost 17-15 on a last-second field goal. Chargers not able to score a touchdown this game. They were also outrushed. They gave up the most rushing yards they have this season, 181 yards in one game, to Kyler Murray on a big run, James Conner on a big, I think he had a big catch.
Yeah,
but I looked through the stats. Every time the Chargers have rushed for less yards than they've given up, they've lost. Versus the Cardinals, they only had 59, gave up 101. Versus the Chiefs had 101, only had 55. And versus the Steelers had 114 when the Chargers only had 61. Some of that might be because, in the fourth quarter, if you're losing a game, which the Chargers were losing in the fourth and all of those, you got to pass more. You don't have the opportunity to just run on first down every set of downs. So some of that is kind of game script, depending on how the game flowed, but also kind of concerning. The most yards they had given up before was 114. Now they give up 181. Just looked like a really bad defensive play. But then on the other side too, 5 field goals, no touchdowns, versus a Cardinals defense that isn't really scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, should have been able to put up points on them. So the Chargers are 3-3 now. It was kind of weird. Had two turnovers. One was actually a forced turnover. Khalil Mack tipped it at the line on the Cardinals' first drive, and it was intercepted by defensive tackle Tart. And as he was returning it, James Conner came and, gave it the punch and knocked it out, and the Cardinals recovered it again. And on the first drive. And then the second fumble for the Chargers was a huge wide open pass to new wide receiver Jalen Reagor, who they promoted from the practice squad, signed him over from the Eagles. And as he was like inside the 5, and then the DB came from like the side and punched it out, and the ball ended up rolling out the back of the side of the end zone. So it was a turnover, and they gave the ball to the Cardinals on the 20, like as a touchback. So those two were definitely weird, and if they would have happened, we would have flipped the field on the first possession, probably at least scored, 3 points. That second one with the touchdown, that was almost a touchdown, would have been a touchdown. So definitely some points flipped over there for those weird turnovers, but I think those were more fluke. You could make a case that they were disciplined, just get down on the fumble, just get out of bounds on the big catch. But guys trying to make plays, you can't hit on them for that. I think it was more, a big DT, not used to it. Jalen Reagor, I can be mad at, first round pick before Justin Jefferson. That was the Eagles' fault. But, you'd hope he'd be able to hold on to the ball, dog. On the sidelines. That was just a weird bounce, I think. But yeah, the Chargers down to 3-3. With it, any questions or comments, concerns?
Yeah, I'm glad that the Raiders are doing glad that the Chargers lost too. It makes my day a little bit.
Just everyone. Yeah.
Now
the Chiefs would have lost.
When I think about Jalen Reagor, in my head, even when he got drafted, it always seemed to me like he would look better in the Chargers uniform. I don't know.
He's wearing 89.
Huh. Weird.
So it's like not. I mean, I think all the teens are taken by all the current receivers. McConkey, freaking, Rager's. Jalen Reagor plays for the Raiders now, yeah. Or not Jalen Reagor, Jalen Guyton.
No, they cut him.
Oh, they cut him already. Damn,
yeah.
You guys fast up
before the season started.
Yeah, so I mean, the Chargers definitely needed wide receiver help.
Freaking. What did Dobbins have on the ground?
Not much. We only had like 40 something yards.
Oh man, that's great.
We had 59 yards rushing, so not great. J.K. Dobbins 14 carries for 40 yards. Yeah, okay, but Justin Herbert, right? No interceptions, no touchdowns, right? We didn't score, and no end zone trips, but 349 passing yards.
Right, he still had like 17 fantasy. So I was like, I thought maybe he had like a touchdown or something.
Yeah, so 350 passing yards, almost 10 rushing yards. 27 out of 39. So that to me, again, like, I mean, I know he was like forcing the ball in Denver last week. There was a lot of throws, off of play action, a lot of throws early in the set of downs. This one, I think, was more like, oh shoot, we're down, 5 points before halftime. We gotta throw. We're down 5 points in the fourth quarter. We gotta throw. But unfortunate that no end zone trips. And he was also sacked 3 times. He's not super like mobile. Like, I mean, he knows. It's more like read and know where to go, but he can't, like, if someone's rushing into his face, he might fall down. Get knocked out.
I mean, he's not mobile. He's mobile, but I don't think he's like elusive.
I think he's just young.
Because he can get out. No, he can run. I've seen him say. I've seen him run. He can run, but is he like? Can he avoid a sack? Like, you know what I mean? Without running, probably not. Probably, yeah. Plus, he's a bigger guy, so he's probably used to
okay. Yeah.
Taking the hit or like shaking off a tackle and then making like bounce into the outside.
Right,
but he is a bigger guy, so
I like that he stands back there, keeps his eyes downfield, and is going for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just wanting, to be able to capitalize on if there's a hole, in the rush and nobody behind it, you can run for 5 to 10 yards. And you should
Sounds
do
like you
that
guys
every
want to trade
time.
him.
Huh?
Sounds like you guys want to trade him. You guys should really trade
No,
him.
no. But also, I don't want him to get injured. But you've been a pocket quarterback and getting injured anyway, so might as well run. Hey, Justin, run, bro. Go for it. Go for it. But he's always looking downfield and trying to make the passes. There were
Yeah.
some dimes. There were some dimes, and then there were some great catches against the Cardinals. But another thing is that this makes me feel like, okay, if we can't get it done against the Cardinals, what Charger fan in their right mind can truly believe you can go against the Ravens? You can go against Spagnola's, the Chiefs again in the playoffs when it's like everything's on the line. And I mean, we couldn't beat the Steelers. Shoot.
Maybe they're just playing to the level of the team that they.
That could be it. But then also the roster, I feel like they're playing up, I mean, we did not settle anything in Denver last week. The Chargers were up 23-0 into the fourth quarter. They were like stepping on their necks. So they didn't play down to them, but they definitely didn't play up enough to the Chiefs in week 4. So it's kind of worrisome thinking like if we do sneak into the playoffs, is it just going to be, just to have a 20th overall pick or something? I'd rather chill this year, you know what I'm saying? But we can still go for it. We still have to go for it. We're 500 with, some wins coming up, and then we'll be like 500 over the rest of the year. So should be like 10-7, and hopefully that's good enough for a playoff spot. But enough about the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh hobbling around, heart hurting, all that. Who's going to bed? Who's that?
Everybody in this house plays fantasy football.
Nice. And drop the fantasy tips here on the pod. All right. So another game that happened. You want to the Raiders went to.
I don't want to talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. The Raiders, they traveled to, what? And see, that's how quick I am with the
Los Angeles.
I can't even remember where we're at right now and who we played. That's crazy. Las Vegas. Sorry, folks. The Las Vegas Raiders got spanked Sunday.
You guys had a chance to come back. It was competitive. It was a 1-score game, right?
Yeah, it was. Well, they came back. It was a 5-point, 1-score game. They lost by 5 points. Again, the quarterback play has to be good. And I still think Minshew is a serviceable quarterback in the league.
Is a what?
I think serviceable quarterback.
Serviceable. Yep.
Yeah. Do I think he can lead them to the Super Bowl? No, I don't think he can do that.
What?
I don't. Look, any quarterback on a roster has a chance to lead them, but I think with the players that he has around him right now, and just the status of the team, what state they're in at the moment, I don't think he's the guy that's going to lead them to Super Bowl.
All right. And Minshew is going to be the quarterback because Aiden O'Connell got put on IR for his fractured thumb.
Broke his thumb. You can see it. He followed through on a throw, and it went into whose helmet did it go into? But it went into
somebody. I think somebody was trying to like stop the pass and it hit his hand.
Yeah. The Rams did it on purpose. Damn it, Rams
bastards. Sick freaks.
Yeah, like the Rams weren't doing anything like crazy to win the game. They just played a better game. They made the plays they needed to make that the Raiders couldn't make. So yeah.
Kyron Williams, 2 rushing touchdowns from 2 and 13. And then they returned a fumble. But the rest of it was Daniel Carlson, field goal. Yeah. Oh, you guys also had 5 field goals.
You did.
Hey, field goal friends.
Goes to show that you can't win football games with just field goals and no defensive play. And then also to be fair to the Raiders, and the Raiders players and teams and coaches, they have had some significant injuries. They lost Christian Wilkins, Jacoby Myers, who would probably be the number one receiver, um, is out too with an injury. I think
Damn.
it's an ankle injury. Might be out another Sunday. It's great that they have Brock Bowers out there. You know what I mean? Uh,
14
gosh,
targets, 10 catches, 93 yards.
right. And then he broke
Woo!
like one of these records, like useless records. Like he had the most catches of a tight end rookie. I'm like, bro, don't tell me that. Tell me that he won the
Oh,
game. Tell me
yeah,
that.
true, right? Yeah. But Mike said this in the group chat that he's on pace to break Puka's rookie receptions record.
So, like the factors for him are the same as the factors for when Puka broke that record.
Okay.
There's no one else to throw to. It's just
Okay.
like, but you're also throwing to, just like the Rams did with Puka, a very, very talented player. You know what I mean? Like, when Puka came out of nowhere though, because if you didn't watch like BYU football, or if
Yeah.
you're not Polynesian and we're like, oh yeah, Puka no cool, I get to follow that guy. If you didn't follow them like that, like you didn't know Puka was gonna come out and do that. Some of us did, again, not because we follow BYU, but more because we're Polynesian and there's not that many of us that play like wide receiver, so we followed. But then Brock Flowers came out as he was a number one tight end in college his whole time there. Uh, there was an argument between him and Michael Mayer, who also plays for the Raiders, who was 1 and 2 when they were both in college together. He came in like he was the best player available at 13 when the Raiders picked. They picked him. They went best player available, and he was there. There was a lot of teams that wanted him. They hoped that he would drop, but they had more pressing needs, so they weren't taking him that early. But he could have gone early. That's how good he was. So I mean, yeah, he's a great guy, but also great player. But at the same time, the Raiders have no one else to throw to. So that record definitely could be broken. Maybe Jacoby Myers comes back and then they have a 1-2 punch. He might take some targets away from Brock Bowers, but as far as Raiders receivers go, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker. You saw DJ Turner out there, but him and Trey Tucker they stand both about 5'9", and that's being nice. They're listed at 5'9", but they look more like around 5'6" ish, 5'7". So like tough for Minshew to try to like drop it in somewhere where, a taller
There's not a
receiver.
lot. Yeah. They're not,
Yeah,
he can't throw like 50-50 balls. He has to throw
right,
like
right.
pinpoint basket
Yeah.
drops
So
for smaller guys.
I mean, it's tough. It's cool. Um, Tough game, real tough game to watch, just because like you can see that they're in it. That it's not like they've given up. But we've talked about it on here too. Some people are it's given way to the conversation of maybe they should start tanking. Um, and I've told you numerous times, as a fan of the Raiders, any team, I hate to see the team that I'm cheering for tank. I mean, I get it for the better of the organization. Come back next year, you have a higher draft pick, and you can start weeding out the guys who aren't supposed to be on the team. But man, I would hate to see them just. But at this point, I don't even think it's tanking. I think it's just really playing the guys on your roster right now for the Raiders. It's not like they're gonna switch out guys, like they're gonna sit guys. Devontae Adams was shipped out, so that would be one of the guys that maybe they could have rested like part of the season and been like, look, just chill, play a little bit, then we can sit you. You can come back next year, but he's gone. Maybe Max Crosby, but
Oh, yeah. Max Crosby trade rumors. You think they're going to try to like restart by even shipping off Crosby? He seems like
no,
a Raider, right? And
I
obviously
yeah.
a good football player.
Um, Mark
Lots of
Mark
shit
Davis.
talking
Oh my gosh, one
too.
of the best. Mark Davis has already come out and said he's untradeable at the moment.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
The deadline is November 5th.
November, yeah. So, but and then um, he's come out and made some comments that if you wanted to, you could
Oh,
misconstrue as him wanting to be traded, because he said, "Look, I'm here. to win. I'm not here to.
Yeah,
That's what he said. If
I
I'm
saw
on a
that.
team, yeah. So, but that's him saying that he's not giving up or he's not going to tank.
Nice. Okay, not like if we're losing, I'm out.
Yeah,
He's here to
yeah,
help win.
that's
Not
exactly.
gonna leave if we're not winning. Okay.
He was also on a podcast not too long ago that he also saying that that's what he's there for, is to win, and just going against the comments again. So yeah,
Max Crosby, come on this podcast and talk about it. We wanna know.
please,
I think he's like quintessential asshole elite player Raider type. Like it
for
fits.
sure,
Some
for
people
sure.
fit, they fit their either the community or the team kind of reputation. Crosby seems like he could be, a long time and like retire a Raider. Hopefully, maybe the last couple of years he goes somewhere else, but definitely the chunk of his career there. So that's weird to hear. I know like when things aren't going well, all that sort of talk kind of starts happening. People want changes. People want the winning to come back, but it might just be that year where first year of the head coach and general manager, really, if you can use it to get back on track and kind of get your arrow pointed the right way, that could help long term. So
Definitely, and the fan in me really wants to be like, I want to be like every other fan and be like, damn, AP, I thought you were gonna come in and Tom Telesco, I thought you were gonna make better moves, but yeah, it's both of their first years.
Mhm.
Sadly enough, sometimes that doesn't work out for a lot of coaches. GMs
right off the
probably have
bat,
right. GMs probably have a little bit more room for like failure in their first year. No, not really failure, but like
no, yeah,
yeah. So,
things
but
not
coaches don't.
going well.
Right. Coaches take a lot of the like dog shit that teams get. So hopefully maybe they can give AP another year. Maybe he can get fired next year mid-season, a la Robert Salah. But
Would you
hopefully
take Robert Saleh as a coach?
I would. I think he's a defensive coach. He's kind of the same
Same as
same
AP.
as AP.
Yeah.
I maybe I take him better as a defensive coordinator. Nothing against
Oh yeah.
nothing against Pat Brown. But yeah.
What if you? I mean, yeah, definitely signing Salah as a defensive coordinator next year would be a good move. That'd be super exciting. But yeah, I feel like I've been playing NCAA. Let me know when you want to play. Oh, some of the guys are trying to start like a dynasty league. If you want to jump
Y'all don't want none of this. Hold on,
I
man.
mean, I'm not good at it, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm still here. I'm just gonna open the door for the most annoying pain in my life right now.
Hey,
The pain of my life.
Sunga!
Oh my gosh. Oh, so funny story.
Yeah.
We were outside today. There's a squirrel out there in one of our big trees. Dying to get out there and chase it. So I let her out. And so now I see it actually run up the tree. And then I'm telling her, all right, let's go inside. We run up the tree. But she's still like telling me in her language, no, fool, I'm about to get this thing. I was like, look, it's up the tree. You don't climb trees. You barely climb up the door to go outside. You're not gonna get it. So we're walking inside, and like 4, maybe 3, like pine cones come flying at us. The squirrel threw the pine cones at us.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yo, chucked it at you.
chill.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I was like, chill, man. I was like, yeah, and that's
Bro, we get squirrels, we get birds. We've gotten a deer back here before, just right in the backyard.
yeah. But have you had a deer, bro?
It was a deer, bro. Just hop in front of the car. That's why I'm 8 minutes late.
Was it a deer, bro?
Bro, there's living along a creek. There's so many different animals. Also, our neighbors like literally leave out like the whole peanuts, like the shell,
Yeah.
All the animals come over and just like hang out.
Bro,
Raccoons, bro, I love raccoons.
Did you not see the lady in Portland? Oh no, sorry, out here in Washington.
Yeah, she had like 50, 70 raccoons just like always showing up at her place.
More than 100 at one time. She had to leave the house and call animal control.
Bro, keep talking about it. Let me try to find it.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, she had
It's
like,
$500 per raccoon to remove.
oh my gosh, she started feeding them. That's what, and like the neighbors, the people in the neighborhood were like, oh yeah, we usually see them out there, but not like that. And the neighbors were getting scared too because it's like 100+ raccoons in her backyard, and she didn't know what to do after. Lesson for you folks who live close to wilderness: do not feed the animals. Do not feed the animals, please. Yeah, bro. Man, that's oh, there it is. 100 hungry raccoons pull up to white women. Why they gotta? Why they have to specify her race? Yeah. See, because they know color folk.
Oh, my thing's tripping.
They already know. It's gonna be white people that feed animals in their backyard and not expect them to bring their homies. That's how we got
My
the YouTube sensation, or was it Twitter? Forgot his name. He started being friends with the deer that used to come back into his yard, and he started seeing her around, and he named her Canella. It became like this whole viral
Oh
thing. Yeah,
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 yeah. Hey, here's my
yeah.
girl Canella.
It's
Oh,
my
she
girl
brought her
Canella, right?
friend. This her kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that one, bro. That was dope.
Yeah.
Damn. How did we get here? Okay. I have a few questions about the Raiders that I was hoping to get your opinion or your expertise on. Some of it was the trade rumors about Max Crosby. We said, hopefully he stays there. The trade deadline is in a couple of weeks though, so if something happens,
I
it might be posturing for
yeah.
something that could be happening within the next 2 weeks. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Hopefully nothing happens. Crosby stays there. In this game, the Raiders had the ball at the 10-yard line. I think it was like 4th and 10, or 4th and goal, whatever it was. You guys, instead of trying to go for it down 7 points, trying to score a touchdown with like 2 minutes 45 seconds left, the Raiders decided to kick a 5th field goal, right, to cut it from a 7-point lead to a 5-point
right.
to a 5-point lead, and then hopefully play good defense before the 2-minute warning.
Me and your match was off. It was an 8-point lead. They hit a field goal to cut it down to 5.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So they're down a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Right.
But they kicked the field goal from 10 yards out, right? It is like, but that I have a problem with that. I feel like the math doesn't math. Did you have an issue with that? Would you have done that differently?
I think with the offense that he has, I think he was thinking, let's go ahead and kick this field goal. I trust my defense, and we're gonna get the ball back. Because it's not
and
like
then we're gonna need a touchdown anyway, so it'll be a touchdown to win.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah. We saw the game. I mean, the Rams, they weren't killing us on offense. The defense, a lot of the times they just look tired. But I think he would rather put the game in the hands of his defense to get the ball back, because I think that's the strength of the football team. Yeah. I mean, of course, when I was watching it, I said the same thing. It's like, bro, just why are we not going for the touchdown? You know what I mean? Because then you score the touchdown, and then you could possibly tie the game if you get the ball right. You don't necessarily have to win it with a touchdown, but
you would still need a defensive stand.
Right.
Yeah.
Defensive stance and a field goal to tie it, or a touchdown to win it. But he went for the field goal early, and then just was like, well, my thing is he just wants to win. Like, he wasn't really going to be like, nah. I don't think he would have went for the field goal anyway if they had the chance late in the game. I don't think fuck the tie. We need a win. With everything.
Well, I mean, I think that's because if you kick the field goal first, you still need to score a touchdown. So it's like the same way where they're saying go for it. If you need a 2, go for it early.
Right. But if you score the touchdown, all you need is a field goal to tie, and you still have a chance to win the game. You see what I mean?
So they were down 8, right?
Right. So they scored.
You score a touchdown on a 2-point conversion to get to OT.
Never mind, I'm stupid. No, actually, you can still kick the field goal to win either way, because you're scoring 7, and you'd be down 1.
So the field goal is out of it. You should be going for a touchdown and a 2-point conversion anyway, because you'd have to.
That's what we're thinking. Yeah, that would be my mindset too. But again, my thing is AP is a defensive coach. and like
So he's like not used to these
right,
decisions.
right, and well, I mean, I think like I said, facts are that their defense is a much stronger unit than the offense at the moment. So I think he'd
Yes.
rather, yeah, I think he'd rather just put it in the hands of his defense to get the ball back and then try to win it with the offense. So that's the only reason I could have. Again, I'm not an NFL coach. I've never been.
You could make better decisions than some NFL coaches.
So yeah, I mean,
But and speaking of the Raiders offense, they have signed another quarterback. Now that Aiden O'Connell, fractured thumb, is to the IR, probably might be done for the season.
right?
They
Previously mentioned on
signed.
this show earlier.
Huh?
Previously mentioned on this show.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a reminder. ALC's out.
Right.
Desmond Ritter is now signed to the Raiders and will be for the rest of the year. Do you think he's going to challenge Minshew for the starting spot? Would you like to see Ritter out there, or do you think this is just we need another quarterback as a backup?
I think all of those things you said right now are possible. He's a young guy. He's got an arm. We've seen it when he was at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He can move the ball with his feet. He can get those yards that you need. He can make plays that Minshew can make with his legs that people were saying it was the reason he started over AOC was because he could move the ball without having to throw it. He could make off scripted as it was described.
I feel like AOC had that kind of could still. I mean, definitely young, right? Inexperienced, but
he was a
Minshew was a different level of scrambler. His
He's
first 2 years in the
he's not
season.
he's not one
Minshew
of those
Magic.
guys that are like you're gonna be like, oh shit, he's about to scramble for like 40 yards. He was more of a guy.
He's those
like,
guys that you're like, where'd he go?
right, he's gonna get out of trouble, but he's still looking downfield to make a play, which made him both dangerous to you and his team. Because he's, you know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, I got this. I just got out of a sack. Now I'm gonna throw it. Like, no, you're not. That's 4 guys in front of the guy you just trying to throw to. So, but I do think
see those guys.
Yeah, exactly. Desmond Ritter is a younger option.
Oh yeah, he looks old though.
Yeah, I think he's just his 3rd year in the league.
Yeah, well, see, he
second.
sounds older than that. See, now I gotta look it up. Desmond Ritter, he played at Cincinnati.
Played at Cincinnati, drafted to Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah.
And then they let him go.
He was on somebody's practice squad.
They got Kirk Cousins. He was on the Arizona practice squad.
Twice named AAC Offensive Player of the Year. Is that the Atlantic? What is AAC?
Yeah, no, the AAC.
American Athletic Conference? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got it. Sorry.
It's
I almost thought that was ACC Offensive Player of the Year.
They were a basketball conference for a long time because it had them, Memphis. Excuse me.
The AAC?
Yeah. Okay. Some of them were in Conference USA as well, and then went over to the AAC. So
what a sham little system of leagues that the NCAA is. Everyone's like, let's get together and make money. Now all the Pac team, they're saying the Pac-10 teams are all suffering from all the East Coast travel right now, and they should have just kept their damn Pacific Conference together.
They should have. They could have made it better. They were stupid. And now, who's staying?
Washington State and Oregon State.
Oregon State, and now they're about to be. I think their conference is going to be fine. Yeah. With some of the teams that they're pulling in. So. Anyway,
Desmond Ritter, Atlanta Falcons for 3 years, and then was with the Arizona Cardinals practice squad before getting signed by the Raiders. Okay. So this is his 4th year. He's 25.
And not to say that there are guys in the NFL who probably shouldn't be there and just on the roster spot, but Desmond Ritter, he's in the league because he showed some potential. Again, you just named off, or reeled off some of his college achievements, so he could ball. He's got the talent, and he's just got to put it together. If it falls with the Raiders, man, I'd be ecstatic. Do I think it's going to happen all in this season? Probably not. But if
you don't want a long term, you don't want to trade for a long term guy because you're probably going to be picking like a fresh quarterback, a fresh kind of era for the Raiders offense next year, right?
True. But he's young enough that if he works out, he's actually pretty good. Like now you can use the pick on something else that you need, like a nice shiny new left tackle.
I was gonna say, might as well keep him around as a backup quarterback. He knows the system. He's gonna learn it for this half of the year. But I don't think Desmond Ridder is the guy. I mean, obviously, if it works out, if something clicks, something happens. But
hey, worry about
it's
your
Vegas too. No, I'm worried about the league, dog. I'm worried about everybody. I'm in everybody's shit. Hey, what are you guys doing over here?
It's tough, but I think really he's again. They don't have. Well, actually, they do. They still have Gus Bradley's son on the practice squad. I'm not sure. They were
as a
talking
quarterback.
Yeah. They picked him up as an undrafted free agent this year.
Oh, I mean,
I really wanted to say they picked him up as an UFA this year.
Unrestricted free agent, undrafted free agent. Yeah, no. So the Raiders offense needs to take a turn. They're probably going to try to be competitive for the rest of the year, but due to injuries and just a transitioning roster, might not be able to compete versus some of the. And you guys got a tough ass schedule coming up too. Like
shit, we play the Chiefs on Sunday.
Yeah, and then I think it's a bunch of like playoff teams. So the Raiders are going to have a tough go. It's going to be tough, but I think we can definitely, understand that it's going to a good cause. You guys are going to have.
I'm not going to say what everybody else calls it, but after this game, I think you should try your best and now start really putting in people who you want to see play to see if they're going to stick around. Like they're already starting DJ Glaze at the right tackle. You know what I mean?
What is that?
Out of Maryland, DJ Glaze. They're already starting him at the right tackle spot. I think the guy from Oregon is starting at guard now, Powers Johnson. I think he's starting already. You bring in Desmond Ridder if Minshew isn't showing any more progress than he did from the first 6-7 games, and I think maybe just kind of put in Ridder, see what he can do.
Might be some contract stuff too, like if Minshew
exactly
doesn't get as much money for a certain amount of snaps.
Yeah, that's the business part of it. But defensive wise, you're gonna have to figure out the B line right now. Just because they're hurting on the B line, there's nothing really wrong with it with the progress that they have.
I mean, you don't have Wilkins.
That's what I mean.
That takes a huge piece of the puzzle for that position.
Yeah. So Wilkins and even they really had big plans for what's his name that was on the other defensive end spot. Gosh. Anyway, he got hurt in the beginning of the year. And so now they're scrambling. They got Davion Chase on playing on the end right now.
Yeah.
So not too bad. Yeah, they're just hurt all along the defensive front right now.
Just the most important part.
Right. Just the most important part. They're figuring out the D line. They really like DJ Glaze after he had a really good performance against TJ Watt. TJ Watt's first game ever in his whole life since he was a baby inside his mom's womb without a pressure.
Wow.
Yeah. They
primarily by Glaze?
Yeah. I don't know how true that is because he looked a little disruptive when I was watching the game against the Steelers. But I mean, yeah, he did a good job. I'm not sure. I think he shared a sack or maybe didn't get one, but he didn't have a full sack to himself, if that's the case. The DJ Glaze did a pretty good job against probably arguably the best defensive end in the league that's not named Max Crosby. So yeah. Not bad.
Raiders rookie DJ Glaze allowed no pressures from Steelers TJ Watt.
There you go.
This is the first time since week 6 of 2018 that Watt failed to record a pressure.
See, that's when
wow. Okay, if this kid wants to stick around and he's doing shit like that, you found a gem. Damn, nice. Okay.
He's I think he's a 4th or 5th round pick. So
yeah, love to see it.
That's crazy. The last time TJ Watt had pressure was when he was 2. Amazing.
he's been doing the pressure every week since he was a toddler.
Right. So
they let him put a helmet on.
Right.
Would you wear a Guardian cap? Yeah. Nope.
I think they're cool. Personally, I think they're cool.
I mean, I think they should take the helmets away. I think they should take all the helmets away. Now you're not slamming into each other because everyone's like, oh, maybe I should not.
You're just your knee right into my head.
You just fucking maybe take the pads away. Let's go. Let's really turn it into rugby. No flying tackles.
They even have caps in rugby, so I don't know. You think that?
Oh yeah,
whatever it is. Yeah, they do have caps in rugby. So.
Before we do shout outs, a couple other things. The Jets lost to the Steelers.
If you want me to respond to that, you want to know where I respond to that?
Yeah, go. They said Devontae Adams with the Raiders lost to the Steelers, so he went to another team who lost to the Steelers. Russell Wilson started. He was shaky but looked pretty good.
If I was Steelers fans right now, I'd be really excited to that second half he played was it's almost vintage Russ. And
okay.
Yeah. And then also, Justin Fields didn't have there was a lot of people like, oh, you're gonna bench what did he have? 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. I was like, sure, but how many of those were like from the quarterback position and not the running back position that he was being playing? So
yeah. He had 5, I think 5 passing, 5 rushing.
Okay, so I mean, like, wow, guys, way to put me in the hole.
Wait, no, he's like, I wonder. I was like, oh, I know.
No. Yeah, even he said that he didn't play well enough to be the starter. So
yeah. Respect to Justin Fields for
right. That also could be him, just playing the part.
Yeah,
but at the same time, still, like you said, shout out to him for recognizing that him being benched was something warranted, I guess, for Russ. So, which also leaves room for the Raiders possibly signing Justin Fields at any time, trading for him, anything. Raiders front office, if you're listening.
Another thing in week 7, the Lions beat the Vikings to take the first place in the NFC North, 31-29 in Minnesota. One of my favorite kind of stats is when a quarterback has more touchdowns than incompletions. I'm always like, damn, they were super on point, right? They had 14 of 16 with 3 touchdowns is something that I'm always like, oh, that's a really good day. The freaking Lions are on that stat on, even more. The Lions have more touchdowns than incompletions over their last 4 games. They have 18 touchdowns and only 16 incompletions. They're moving the ball. They are scoring a lot. And Jameer Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles. You think? No, those were like competitive games.
No, I'm just kidding.
You saying that? That's that.
Jared Goff is. Again, the Rams traded him. They felt like he wasn't going to lead them anywhere, and Stafford got them a Super Bowl. But it's not like they traded.
Goff is doing good.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't trade him away thinking that he was like backup material. That's exactly why they traded him, because they couldn't be their backup. He's too good to be their backup. They sent him somewhere where possibly he could have been good, and
it happened.
And it happened.
Yeah.
And people are still. I hate it when people are like, "Oh yeah, he's probably like the ceiling is probably Jared Goff." That's pretty good. Like
we're seeing definitely what the addict is right now because even though he's underrated in this offense, he's getting like plus points. So it's that's dope to see. Shout out to Jared Goff. You're right. The Chiefs beat the 49ers 28-18.
That game's tough because they lost IU for the season. They ended up losing.
Oh my gosh. Debo after a couple plays, pneumonia.
He only played one play. He went in there, ran a route, came back out, never went back in.
He was like,
They
I can't
lost him.
breathe.
They didn't have Jennings for the game. He was already out.
Yep.
They're without McCaffrey, even though they have Jordan running pretty hard. So they're gonna need some help. I know the reports are Shanahan will probably be looking for some wide receiver help before Sunday. That's tough.
Oh, okay. The Niners are going to be making some phone calls. I saw CMC. He said he'd be surprised if he showed up next week, but maybe after their Week 9 bye, he could see him playing in Week 10.
I think that's always been kind of the time frame.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are pushing for him to come.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I think the time frame has always been around that time.
Okay.
So.
And then we had an exit and a return in the Commanders' big win. It was 7-40 versus. It was 40-7 versus the Panthers, right? Andy Dalton, Bryce Young, those guys. But early in the game, Jaden Daniels, mixed-star rookie sensation, went out with a rib injury, got walked back to the locker room, straight to the X-rays, and then came back without his pads on. And was just kind of watched the rest of the game. They've been doing, more tests yesterday and today to find out, the severity. But
tell us who came in and failed him.
Yeah, so Jaden Daniels is week to week. He probably won't play in Week 8. But coming into the game to fill in for him was former Heisman Trophy winner and second overall pick, Marcus Mariota, first overall pick.
My cousin, folks.
Yeah, shout out to cousin Marcus, who came in and oh my goodness, guy was on fire. This was not the guy that was playing quarterback in Atlanta. Okay. Yo, I don't know if it's the system. I don't know if he's done something different, but this looked like a very accurate, very confident, very professional Marcus Mariota with a super high release. I don't know if that's normal. He has really high release, but he was hitting a bunch of people. 40 points. And that guy left after, the first. Jaden Daniels left after the first drive. Marcus Mariota, 18 of 23, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 carries for 34 yards. I say 11 carries for anybody that plays fantasy football. Whoa, Marcus Mariota is going to play in Week 8. Now we just need to see if he's going to keep it up or if this is enough tape for people to kind of adjust to him and be ready.
Hey, man.
What do you think?
If you are a fantasy manager, you go out and pick up Marcus Mariota for this week's game. You heard it here first. Probably not here first. Probably not here last. But go pick him up. Go pick him up. That offense is geared towards his skill set. The best thing he could have ever done was actually no. I think he signed before they drafted Jaden Daniels. So the best thing that could have ever happened to him was them signing Jaden Daniels and kind of gearing the offense towards him, because Marcus Mariota was the prototypical quarterback for that system that they're running now there before Jaden Daniels was who he is now. He ran kind of the same system in Oregon. Bro. He torched people at Oregon. Got to the NFL. The Titans tried to put him in something that he wasn't meant for. He can still throw the ball, don't get me wrong. But the decision making was different for him. And it is now in this offense. The plays that they're running are probably something he's seen before and he's a lot more comfortable with. So I think whenever Jaden Daniels comes back, the team will still be in good form with Marcus Mariota being the one to run the team while he's out. But yeah, while he's out, I think you go ahead and pick him up if you guys didn't find him fantasy. Wrong game. Yeah. And then and if you guys are just wondering, so the Commanders to the Super Bowl if Mariota stays on track with the team. If Jaden Daniels comes back, chances drop a little bit, but if Mariota's there, they're definitely going to the Super Bowl. You heard it here first, folks.
Lastly, on that Commanders game, Frankie Louvu, 4 tackles, 2 solo, 2 tackles for loss, and another sack. That's 3 sacks this year so far.
I hate that guy.
he's on pace for a career high 7.5 sacks.
Look, he was on that same pace last year. And the thing is for him, it just keeps getting better. That's what he does. He tried to just capitalize on everything that he's done already and do it better. That's his whole being, is just being a better player, better person, better friend, better brother, and now a better father. Congratulations again, my guy. But yeah, that's and he's always gonna give all the glory to God. And really, if he's got a documentary coming out, it's gonna be showing at the Twin Cities Film Festival, which is one. I think it's like there's two really big film festivals, and that's the second one. So they'll be showing. It's called 5 Days with Frankie Lou. Should be fun. You guys get to peek into his daily life and stuff like that. So yeah, man, fun to see him play, man. That's great. And every day he comes up, makes big plays, whether it's one or two, but his energy is the biggest play that Washington is thriving off right now. Is that energy that he brings to the team every day. So yeah, man.
The mana.
Great to see him. Great to see him play.
All right, yeah. Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles.
Bro, that was rough.
Jameis Winston went to bat for him. Wait, what was that? What?
The crowd? Did you not hear the crowd?
Oh, no, I didn't really get to listen to a lot of the other stuff, but
Bro,
they were cheering. I saw like,
I don't know if it was AI or if it was a real game, but they had like
if it was AI.
Well, they had the clip where the crowd was chanting, "You deserve it."
Whoa!
It sounded pretty real, looked pretty real, but I don't know, man, because AI is pretty crazy. So, yeah.
As far as the Seahawks, DK Metcalf has a knee injury is week to week. Chris Godwin had a really bad ankle injury Monday night. He's out for the season.
And they were questioning whether or not that could be
hip drop tackle.
No, what is the coach's name?
Todd Bowles.
Is it Todd Bowles? Sorry. His fault because he there was no win that game, but they left.
It happened with like less than a minute left or something.
Yeah, they left the minutes. It happened within that time frame. So
I don't mind it. I mean, I understand. Yeah, that was really bad injury to a really good guy, but they were trying some crazy, trying to score 10 points in 1 minute is tough.
But they lose not only Godwin, they also lose Mike Evans too.
Okay.
He'll be out for at least 2 games.
Whoa! What?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that passing attack is still going to have to pass, right? Baker's still going to sling it. It might be less efficient now, but there's a bunch of guys that you can pick up for
Rashad
Tampa
White
Bay.
Also is one of those guys that catches the ball in the backfield. Like he's
nice. Yeah.
I think he's more known for catching the ball out of the backfield than he is for running at this point.
Yeah, yeah. They got Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker, who has also played special teams, but Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker took over when Rashad White was out the other week, and they did amazing. So now they have like a 3-headed back. They kind of got that Giants thing where it was Brandon Jacobs. Damn.
Don't show our age, bro.
I know they had that 3 running back rotation, which is rare.
Yeah.
Wait, who is it? Brandon Jacobs. I want to say Ahmad Green, but that sounds like the Packers running back.
That was the Packers running back.
Come on. Eli Manning, Brandon Jacobs, Tiki Barber. No, that's
I think Dallas would be tired at that point. Anyways,
Jordan Mailata, the Eagles missed this week. Hopefully he's back. He had a big injury. And then Cooper Kupp expected to play Thursday Night Football. Cooper Kupp is back.
But, they said he might not. Maybe they might say him.
It's weird, coming back from a big injury, long time. But yeah, hopefully we have more of these people.
He's also been. They have him on the trade block. They put it out. The Rams have put it out there.
Whoa! What?
Yeah, that they're willing to deal Cooper Kupp. They're willing to listen to.
I much more believe they're willing to deal away Matt Stafford than if they're thinking about,
Well, there's a lot of teams. I think what they're going to be looking for too would be probably multiple first round picks for Cooper Cup, which isn't far off.
So it was first. They wanted a second. So
What was that?
between, I saw that they wanted at least a second.
Yeah, so there are some teams who I wouldn't have
Oh,
said
yo,
that
if someone wants to
first,
give up 2 first for
first
Cooper
next
Kupp,
year and first in 26. So yeah.
yeah. All right. Any shout outs? Also basketball is starting. Freaking right now there's a game going on. The NBA is back. The World Series is gonna happen.
It's today the first game of the season.
Before we logged into this, I was on ESPN and it was like Boston 11, somebody else 7 or something like that.
Today might be the first game.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
so
they've had preseason games, but yeah, today might be the first game.
I think it was the opening game of today was the opening night.
Yeah, I'm not one of those guys. I'm saying like the bad thing. I'm not a big LeBron Bronny like fan. Not like I'm against it. I'm not one of those guys. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But what I did think was cool was the Nike commercial that they just put out. I think I sent it to our group chat where he's hazing Bronny, and he pours like a whole bunch of fruity pebbles into Bronny's car before practice.
I haven't seen it yet. No, that sounds good.
Like, hey, Rook, don't forget to practice.
Hey, Rook.
And he leaves. He goes, hey, and have my driveway cleaned up. So
make sure
that's
you clean
pretty
up
cool.
this
Like,
and your room.
I'm a fan of those moments for LeBron and Bronny. I'm a fan that they're going to be playing together. As far as them playing together on the Lakers, that's whack. The Lakers are
Is
whack.
that it?
LeBron's whack.
If this was happening on the Bulls, how hard would you like be for this?
Not too hard. Like I said, I'm a fan of him playing LeBron, like father and son. I think it's pretty cool. I do. And then like having to do like commercials, moments like that, like doing a commercial like that for Nike, having fun with it. I'm a fan of that. As far as actual basketball, I don't think Bronny's. I don't think he belongs in the NBA right now.
I mean, he's gonna get the opportunity to.
Right. It's called networking.
He's been putting in the years. He's been putting in the years to get this opportunity.
Yeah.
From day one. Networking from day one. What's up, man?
Yeah. Right.
Any predictions on the World Series? The New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It's hard to say like, oh, well, the Yankees have won some, but the Dodgers have been there multiple times. They have 7 World Series victories.
True.
The Yankees do have, but it's hard to count out any team that has Shohei Ohtani in it, just smashing these balls like he was smashing baby oil. So.
Oh man, we're starting to get more reports of that Diddy stuff. This shit is starting to get pretty dark.
Yeah. But no, yeah, hard to count out a team that has arguably the best player ever since Babe Ruth. You know what I mean? Like
you got Babe Ruth at number 2 now?
No, not really. My favorite player of all time would be Hank Aaron. He's a big reason I'm a Braves fan.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, man, to imagine that last year he was also pitching and still killing team off the mound. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Scout with Brendan Fraser, but that player in the movie is exactly
two-way
player. They found him in like some podunk league in like Mexico, but he like the Yankees end up signing him. George Steinbrenner's in the movie. But anyway, like he's like
based on a true story.
Nah, just and then like he's just like this great player that I mean it would be now. Pitches, throws a fastball like 110 miles per hour. In the last part of the movie, his first game ever in the MLB, he goes 12 up, 12 down, and then ends up like I think he gets a hit at every at bat that he goes to. That's kind of like forthcoming for before I don't even think Ohtani was born at the time the movie came out maybe. But yeah, that guy is and they have a decent pitching rotation, so hard to beat that. You know what I mean?
You got the Dodgers?
Yeah, I do. They have all the momentum on their side. you can't beat that Charger blue too. I'd rather have the Charger blue than the pinstripes from New York. So
This is what I'm worried about, right? Juan Soto, big home run to take the Yankees to the World Series. They got some bats. They obviously got Aaron Judge. The Dodgers pitching, it's like sometimes they like combine for a shutout. Sometimes they give up 8 runs, and it's like
exactly.
the starting pitchers haven't been able to like take the game deep, be in a long time. It's definitely been a lot of the bullpen coming in the 4th inning, and then piecing together, just fighting off the rest of the lineup. I hope the bats stay awake. Dodger fans know that the bats sometimes get quiet in the loudest moments, which really sucks having, all these superstars and then none of them can really come through. But I feel like it's just, there's so many really good bats on this team. Shohei, Mookie, Freeman.
Yeah.
They got Muncy batting 3rd. Like it's
crazy.
Just keep the at bats going, and the runs will keep going. But then also the pitching just has to survive, for 4 wins. So that starts on Friday.
With all the momentum, though, I think momentum is on the Dodgers side. I also think plus they would be the underdogs. I think right now, and I think everybody loves an underdog story. Even though I don't know how you can talk any team with the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani is an underdog, but yeah, man, I just
I like that. I prefer that.
Yeah, just like his translator, my money's on the Dodgers.
We got a new translator in there. He's not allowed to bet, and let people find out. Right. All right, that's our episode for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Football, basketball, baseball. We'll definitely have more next week when Tua comes back onto the field. Hoping for the best there.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Fui, who brought his I don't know if it's the Oregoons himself or the younger. They came down to Washington to play my nephew's team that I'm always talking about. My youngest sister's son, who's 13 years old, newly 13 years old, 5'11", 240 pounds. And I was telling Coach Fui, hey, that's my nephew's team, man. So happy to see that you guys are coming down. And then he lets me back this, bro. They kicked our ass up and down the field. Like, we didn't dodge the smoke, that's for sure. We came down, we answered the invite, and but they kicked our ass down the field. He goes, yeah, man. I was like, oh, that's cool to hear that you guys are getting paid. And I know you guys can come back. Like, if you guys have to play them next year again, you're definitely gonna come back stronger, because I tell everybody out here about Coach Fui and the organization, yes, they have their own holiday in Oregon, but it's because there's such good people running that organization. Coach Fui and all his brothers and everybody connected to them. So shout out to them. Shout out to my nephew, him and his Benson Bears team. Just they've been ripping things up lately. So shout out also to the Campbell Sabres out in Hawaii, the #1 team in the high school football league in Hawaii. Just beat the Kahuku team, who's been so dominant over the years in Hawaii. Campbell right now at the top. I think they've been at the top for a few years now, making their mark. My nephews and nieces all used to go to Campbell, so fun to watch. Have some nephews play for Campbell before. So shout out to those guys, man. Shout out to those guys.
Nice. Yeah, again, if you want to post any shout outs or for us to read anything out, polynesian@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram or wherever else. Shout out to Levasa. They got the Via Dolorosa Fall Market. Definitely tap into that. That's happening November 9th from 12 to 6 in Modesto. Go be a vendor, go connect. Definitely take this as a sign to get out there and connect and put yourself out there and definitely make those meetings.
Make some funny popo, make some pancakes, go sell them out there.
Or eat some. Or if you the neighbors hit us up I think it was Sunday, and they were like, oh, we're at the Psalm 1 restaurant, do you want anything? And they showed me like a menu. I was just so ready to order everything because it's not I
saw his post, and then I saw the neighbor's post. Shout out to TR. But I saw Coach Fui's post. He was down there on Sunday, He was like, "Yo, if you don't come here soon, I'm about to buy everything out."
Yeah.
He was super excited. He was promoting it. They got a place now down in Portland for Samoan food. I remember in Chinatown, only in the daytime you could see it, but there used to be a spot and they had this big ass sign up for Samoan food. But by the
What?
time there used to be in Chinatown next to what was the clothing store? Um, I want to say the basement, but that's not what it's called. There's a clothing store there that sold like the expensive like streetwear and stuff like that in downtown in Chinatown. But it was like close to that, and there's this big sign. It looked like a Chinese restaurant sign, but it had Samoan food, all that. But it looked like it had been
Nice.
closed for a while. So I was
Oh,
like, damn, in the middle of Chinatown would have been dope when we were living out there. I was like, that's crazy.
bro. Samoan food after being drunk. Oh, what
Oh,
great.
that's dangerous.
Yeah. Last question before we leave. Do you think it's okay for men to cry?
I do.
Right?
I do.
No.
I know you're talking about the about yeah. Growing up, let me tell you, growing up in Samoa, growing up Samoa's tough enough because uh, I guess the things you learn, the morals, we're more
Values.
the values, the standards. They're pretty tough
Yeah.
for the Samoan boys growing up. You're taught that you got to be tough. I mean, some of it's cool. You can be tough for your family because you're the one that's gonna handle like
Mhm.
some of the difficult stuff for your family and things like that. And they just like don't let people see you cry. Crying is not for men, and
Yeah.
that's pretty
It's not
toxic.
strong. That's the thing, man. To think that it's not strong is like it's
Yeah,
not necessarily weakness.
for everybody out here, if
Feeling
you be
that.
like, why? If you guys like, I know a lot of UCS Polynesian men like big, happy, or just happy go lucky, life
Yeah.
of the party. Yes, we are that. And then when you see the other side, it's because of that. Because we don't know what to do with those emotions. Because we've been taught to don't let those out. Don't let people see you cry.
Oh,
Don't show
gotcha. Yeah.
And then when it does come out, it comes out like that because it's all balled up inside. And it comes out in a rage. Pepper.
Why you making me sad? You're making
Right.
me feel. Yeah.
Yeah, so it
No,
comes out like that. But I do believe it's okay.
I get why, people feel that way, but it's because like they were told to shut it down.
Right.
Either for it looks like weakness or it's embarrassing for me as a father to look at you cry or whatever they're
Right.
taught. Boys
Right.
shouldn't cry. That's a girl thing. Whatever, that's
I wish you were right now in the room of someone men and I could ask the question, how many of you heard this before? You want to cry? I'll give you something to cry about.
yeah. Because you having your anger or your sadness isn't reason enough to cry. Let me give you
Right.
something, a smack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm for feeling the feelings.
see, you open up also in Samoa when you start crying, a lot of the times when you're growing up, the solution to making you stop crying would be to hit you to make you. I don't know how
I
that.
was gonna say to drink, but I don't know if I ever really drank because I was sad.
Nah,
I was like,
when I was
let's
man,
get
I,
together and
I always thought that was
party.
when people were like, "Hey, stop crying," and then they smack you, and you're supposed to stop crying, and you're like, "No,
now I'm supposed to stop. That
like stop,
hurt.
right, stop hitting me, and I'll stop crying."
Uh, hug yourself. Thank you for listening. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Follow us, like, subscribe, share, tell people if they need to hear about the Chargers or the Raiders to tune into this show. Yeah, tap in. Appreciate you guys a lot. Stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay balling, love and light. Peace.
Go Irish.
What?